They brought it back.
There's some fun here live from the Expo Center in Moscow as we are coming to the closing stage now of day 3 of the final battle. Remember, we'll be back with you again. More tanks from Moscow. It's quarterfinals day tomorrow. 4 best of 13s await us. And then semifinals on Sunday before we take a few days off and come back on the 23rd of December at WG Fest when we will have the grand final of the Final Battles 2017. But here we go then with one last group stage game. Tornado Energy and Kazna Crew. A big match to close out the group stages, and we need a big one after that amazing match we've seen. Do we expect this one to live up to billing? Tornado and Kazna Crew. This is one of our classic games in wargaming.
I mean, Tornado and Kazna, I don't know what they can do to top the match we've just seen, you know? I think Tornado is going to bring out all of their strats because they want to get the seeding that they want. They want the first place here, but Kazna's not going to roll over and let them take that. Kazna has plenty of their own strats. They're a very well-prepared team. They train a lot, and they work really, really well together.
Yeah, I think there's nothing that can really surprise Kazna. They have so much experience.
True.
They've been in so many different situations, so they will expect everything to happen, and they will be sort of prepared for everything. So yeah, will be a very hard match for Tornado, but yeah, not taking anything away from that will be also very hard for Kazna.
Yeah. 2 American teams through to the quarterfinals tomorrow. One of them is Top Tier. We've talked a lot about Elevate and how they've got through to that last game. The other one is Top Tier, and they will await the winner of this. Whoever wins this game, we top of this group and will face Top Tier. And the loser of this game, they'll be facing Ding. So you want to win this one, don't you?
Well, yeah, if it comes down to a Ding Kazna derby once again,
Yeah.
then all the statistics definitely speak in favor of Ding. But yeah, I would also see to finally that legacy get changed to finally for Kazna to finally take down Ding at the LAN final in the last 3 years. So it's time for that to happen.
Yeah, we've seen the last few EU finals and also some international tournaments where Kazna and Ding have been the bitter rivals, going to tiebreakers in finals, time after time again. Kazna never quite taking it off Ding, but this is a very different Ding and a very different Kazna at this tournament than we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
so
excellent point, Anada. Yeah, and we've seen these credible performances and very, unlikely performances over the last 3 days. But we know these guys well, and they come here with a 5-2 victory over 7 Pirates to their name here in Moscow. But this is a much bigger challenge for Tornado.
Look at the Tornado guys here. Applebow looking very, very focused. Doesn't want to mess anything up. Yeah, we've talked to Niryu yesterday and before. He's feeling very, very confident. You can see a little smile on his face there. I mean, yeah, confidence is always what is gonna help you in a match.
He's very humble as well. I bumped into him while that last game was on, said, how do you feel now everybody's hopes are on you after Rush had been knocked out? He said, well, don't forget about Unique. So he is very much a fan of what they can do, and we'll be seeing a bit more from them as well.
Yeah,
Next V.
Near like me, also respecting Unique. I think they're really, really going to be one to watch out later on in the tournament. Diodor here, one of their star players in the team, I think 3 seasons now at this point. You know, they have a very consistent lineup. They've only really changed one, which was their recent addition server from their previous season, playing at the grand final as well, the reigning world champions. So everything, everything is really behind Tornado at this point. Everybody's looking for them to win. Everybody's putting their bets on Tornado, but Kazna, they can also do it.
But look at the Tornado guys. I mean, you can't look more confident than that. Nuke always very focused. Can't wait for him to get into his heavy tank and yeah, wreck some enemies in the server there. The guy who does mostly top damage. You know him very well, Niall.
Well,
Yes.
not very well. Played briefly with him, but he's probably, in my
You know how
opinion,
he plays,
one of the best players I ever played with.
Tornado Energy, Season 2 champions. The CIS Extended Season champions. The 2017 Grand Final World champions. And they want the final battle as well.
This year, Tornado Energy collected the Tanker hat-trick, winning Champions Rumble, second season of WGL, and the Grand Finals. The team began preparing for the new season just 2 weeks before the first match, but such a late start did not seem to affect their form. Tornado Energy destroyed NSS and Unique 5-1 and 5-2 respectively, Not surprisingly, they took a 6-point lead at the top of the league. However, everything changed after absolute supremacy. While the rest of the champions allowed themselves to take a break, the rest of the teams continued to work hard. After the break, Tornado Energy faced the hungry and highly motivated NSS in a memorable match which ended with an unexpected and painful loss of 1-5. Even with that clumsy mistake, Tornado retained first place. Tornado Energy once again proved their power during the Kiev LAN, beating Rush in the final 7-4, cementing their status as the strongest team in the region. Will Tornado Energy be able to continue its triumphant step and defend the title of World Champions once again?
Tornado Energy with CIS hopes behind them, obviously a favourite before we even got here to Moscow. A terrific team with so many titles. I named a few of them. We can go back to 2015 and give them another World Championship as well. A terrific, terrific team. A little bit of history between them and Kazna, who are really going to have to pull off something special here. But this is another seeding game. Both of these teams will be with us in tomorrow's quarterfinals.
But yeah, I guess playing without pressure.
Yeah.
Always good. I mean, it's not going to have such a big effect on the Tornado roster, I think, because they're used to playing under pressure. But I also, I will say it's very good for Kazna. I know these guys can get into very hectic and stressful situations very, very quickly, and usually leads to a lot of mistakes. But Piotr there seemed fully focused. Also, they know who they are, they know their name, and they know what they can do.
I mean, in terms of experience, they almost rivaled Tornado here from the EU, or Kazna from the EU League. You know, since season 1, Kazna has been a factor there. Haiba there, one of the, or the only remaining original player from that team, all 9 seasons or so far of WGL that we've had, he's participated in. So experience, they have it. Nexus there, their main damage dealer, in-game shot caller, everything.
Yeah, Nexus finally showing up on a LAN event. The past LAN events, they always had to play without him. He's a great damage dealer in the online stage, so glad to see him here at the offline stage as well. Yeah, Vetso, actually also one of the oldest members there in Kazna, together with Haiba, making most of the strats, making most of the calls. Diplo, I guess you also know him a bit, Niall.
Yeah, I played a season with them in GoHard, but you know, it's not just Vetso and Haiba really making most of the strats. Since this season, from what I've heard talking to the guys, you know, everyone in the team really took a step forward. Everyone came up, such as Isne, who went up from a tier 8 to a tier 10, has been performing really, really well. Top damages staring us out there. And yeah, fantastic all-star lineup. If EU can beat Tornado, and it's not Ding, it's going to be Kazna.
That's eyebrow work from Isna there. We'll stick with you for a little bit longer. Ah, you looked away, Isna. All right, we'll chalk one up to us. Kazna crew then. They may face Ding in the next round. Before that, though, what have they got here?
Kazna Crew, a worldwide fan favourite and the #1 seed from the EU cluster. Their start wasn't easy. Defeat in El Euro Clasico against Ding and loss of points in fights versus Savage Squad, alternating with confident victories over Utopia and Isuba. Despite such a difficult start, Haiba's fighters rallied and subsequently went on a fantastic winning streak. Not only did Kazna Crew confidently destroy GoHard 5-2, they got their revenge against Ding 5-3. Victory in the main European Derby inspired confidence, and this shows in their results. Only 3 drop battles in the 5 subsequent matches allowed the Kazna Crew to reach the LAN final as the top European seed, leaving the main competitors far behind. Can Kazna Crew continue this streak at the final battle, or will they succumb to their apparent curse of the eternal international quarter-finalist?
Well, they'll make it to the quarterfinals. That much we know. Can they progress beyond that? As I said, Ding might be awaiting them or top tier, depending how this match turns out. Can Kazna Crew actually beat Tornado, though? That's the biggest challenge here for anybody.
Well, we've seen Kazna play already at this event, and they really showed up. They performed really, really well. I mean, they didn't have the hardest opponent, being 7 Pirates, very inexperienced new team. Also, 7 Pirates having one of their first LAN events. So yeah, it was kind of an easy match for Kazna, but they did show up. I don't know what they have prepared for today, if they're going to bring all the best strats that they have, because I definitely know they have got something really, really good.
You definitely know that they've got something really, really good.
I mean, it's Kazna. They always have something special prepared for every event.
Maybe there's a little bit more inside it than that. Where we'll go is, let's see, Sand River, banned out by Tornado. Himmelsdorf, that's something Kazna haven't played all season. We've picked up Ruinberg and Muravanka, which I'm sure Niall will have something to say about. Mine's a pick for Kazna. They've had a 76% win rate on that this season. But Ghost Town for Tornado, that's not that common.
Yeah, Moravanka there is actually a pretty good pick for Kazna. They played it a lot during the main season. I think they've one of the very few EU teams that was playing it, that was training it.
Yep.
So it was a good opportunity to pick up a few rounds there.
Ghost Town will be our 4th and 5th map. We'll have it as the tiebreaker that was determined before these bans and picks. So we'll have a little bit extra Ghost Town if we get there.
And also good ban there by Kazna. On Himmelsdorf, they've never played it throughout the season. And also Himmelsdorf being one of the strongest tornado maps, you definitely want to get this out of the way there. Yeah.
Are you surprised that Tornado didn't pick Proc when that's an 86% record for them?
That's actually what I wanted to say right here. Yeah, good for Kazna, I guess. We not get to see any Proc middle brawl as we already got to see this tournament. But yeah, I mean, good map pool for both teams. I think, yeah, it doesn't really favor neither team, so it's going to be quite fair looking at the maps.
Yeah, I think Tornado is possibly still hiding strats, as this is only a seeding match, so I think they may be just not particularly wanting to play Proc. Maybe they have something saved for later on that they want to pull out and take up 2 rounds on. That's a big, big possibility.
Predictions time. Well, I'd like to start by making a point that both Niall and I picked Oops to win the last game, and you didn't. So that's that bit mentioned. Beyond that, though, Myland, well, I think somewhat normal order may come back to us here at the final battle, and I think Tornado are going to win this, but I'll give a couple of rounds to Kazna and make it 5-2 Tornado.
I guess I have to go with Tornado here as well, just seeing their performance at other LAN finals before. I'm just going to go with the 5-3 for Tornado here.
You know, if you're a betting person, betting on Tornado is always safe, so I'm going to go for Tornado 5-4. I think Kazna will take a lot of rounds off them, but not all the way.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's our predictions, but now we have to work out what's going on with Tomato the Lobster, because he's made a couple of slip-ups along the way. The fish are getting to him, and perhaps all is not well there, but let's see what he makes of this game. Poor old Tomato the Lobster nearly flipped it, but saved it and headed Tornado's way with that sort of blackfish acting a bit like an arrow for him as well. But that's where we've gone with Tomato. Perhaps our guru is back with us. Remember, this is our final game today on day 3 of the final battle. And you'll be able to make your predictions for the quarterfinals online at WOTfinals.com. So make sure you do that. If you made predictions in the group stage, you'll be getting stars back for your predictions that you can then put into our quarterfinals. And if you're not sure what I'm on about, go to WOTfinals.com after this game and get your predictions in before the quarterfinals tomorrow. It's time to settle it. All the groups will close with this one. Tornado against Kazna Crew. And it's Hector and Mojo to take us through our last game of the groups.
Thanks very much for that one, Matt. After that previous battle, my voice is struggling now, but I have called in the reinforcements with Mojo to see out this last match of the day. Is it going to be Kazna Crew or Tornado coming top of their group?
It must be Kazna Crew, and that fish that was leading that Oracle, and those 3 European traitors, I'm going to delete them from my friend list and everywhere I know them, because they're just, I don't know, superficial. Now, oops, won, so Melan is, yeah, never mind, no, Tornado wins.
Yep. Me and Mojo are sticking with Kazna Crew for this one. We're going to go with the European boys. Mojo, I'm saying it's going to be 5-3.
I'm going with that.
Now, let it be known for the record that in the previous matchup, Mayland from Oops did not go with his team. He predicted a victory for Rush.
He's a double traitor.
So he's a double traitor right now. Traiteur, you know?
Everyone was actually cheering for Oops. In the last match, everyone wanted the underdog to win, and they actually performed unbelievable. That team with such a long history doesn't even win a match in the groups and falls out so early. Never happened before, but what can you do? Fresh blood comes in.
Indeed, Mojo. As you always say, the teams get what they deserve. Speaking to the Russian casters there, he said mistakes will be punished and should be punished, and that's exactly what happened in that previous matchup. But that was then. This is now. Let's get this done and over. It's going to be Kazna Crew for Tornado. This is going to be the last match of the group stages. These teams are battling it out to see which position they can take in their group. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be second? We're going to be fighting this one out initially on Brunberg.
Ooh, Tornado attacking with 4 i7s, 1 Super Conk and 2 Bachats. Kazna does a defense with a light tank and with a bit heavier setup here with a mouse even. That's
Interesting lineups here from both teams. Kazna Crew starting off on the defense. Tornado are going to be starting out on the attacking side. Tornado are going to be red side for this entire matchup. Kazna Crew are going to be on the blue side for the entire matchup. Let's see how this one goes.
Piotr should spot the middle really fast, but what's going on here?
This is perhaps going to be a reset call because nobody
it
from
looks
Kazna,
like that, definitely.
Nobody from Kazna is moving right now. So I think a technicality has been called. Otherwise, we have some impressive delay not letting us know what's happening. Or Kazna just haven't got the call that the match is started. But it looks like, unfortunately, there is a bit of a technical boo-boo. Something going on, perhaps, on Nexus's
It's going to be a restart, and it's better before anyone gets spotted or anything is done in the game, because then you can just easily continue like nothing happened. Kazna here, I spoke to them, they said they really want to beat Tornado. So far, on big competitions, they really didn't have great luck playing against teams. Like, they would usually meet Navi in all times, like, that was the Rush now. And let's be honest, they got wrecked so many times.
Yeah, the thing is like when you asked them in an interview, they would Betts would kind of laugh it off and say, you know, we don't have the best of records against Russian teams. And it's true. I think they'd struggled even to take 2 rounds of Russian teams during a match.
I remember quite a lot of 5-0s, but what can you do? That was then and this is now. This is actually, after a long time on the international tournament, Kazna's full lineup. Nexus was not here a couple of times. And we will finally see what they can do. They performed the entire season really brilliant. Like good comms, good tactics, aggressive, passive, whatever you want, they had it. So let's see what are they able actually to do now, because this is the high pinnacle of the world gaming. The Tornado and their play style is pretty much unique. Wow. And it's not even unique team. It's just Tornado.
Can they get it together? I mean, Kazna Crew, we always say LAN veterans. They've gone up in Europe against Ding multiple times. When it comes to LAN event, they've never been able to get the advantage over Ding. They've never been able to topple them. Now, coming in here against the Russian powerhouse, Tornado Energy, this is another team like Ding that when it comes to LAN, just seems to switch it into another gear and just pull ahead unbelievably strongly against whoever they're fighting against.
I'm really interested how will this game look like. I'm hoping for a lot of faster actions, because we do know how Tornado likes to play fluent. Like, they do a lot of calls on the move. They look very fresh.
He always plays to the camera when he sees one. Every single time.
Yeah.
Cool, calm and collected from Tornado Energy. They know what they're playing for right now. They know that this is an important matchup for them. We were just discussing this earlier. Whoever comes top of this group will then go on to play top tier in the quarterfinals. Whoever loses this matchup will be playing Ding in the quarterfinals. They will then be split from each other completely. They won't see each other until potentially the finals. So these two teams,
we can have Kazna and Oops in
there
finals.
could be a Kazna Tornado finals, for example. These two teams could be Kazna Oops as well. These two teams might not see each other again till a long, long way away. They split completely. And going up against top tier, arguably, is going to be the better situation for them, because you're going to go up against top tier, then the other matchup against you is going to be Oops Yato. Whereas the other group that you're going up against, whoever plays against Ding, is going to play the winners of whoever is Unique and Elevate. And the way that Elevate just played recently, they're unpredictable, and Unique against Yato looked rattled.
I must say, it's not that they looked rattled. Yato actually played well. They
really
played
well.
aggressive, they had good rotations, it was a really enjoyable match to watch. It was really cool to watch it, so I don't think Yato is something you can just discard. Like, a lot of guys stumbled upon them many times before. So they can bring something like a new sensation maybe on this tournament, because after this match, everything is a single match loser. Like, you lose in best of 13, you are done, GG, goodbye.
Yes, I mean, it can go... This is going to be a hard call for Kazna. I mean, this is going to be a really, really tough match. If there's anyone you wanted to avoid in this tournament, it's going to be Tornado.
Well, better to play them immediately now and see what are they up to than to meet them in some single elimination later and then realize what are they up to. So I would say if I had to pick, I would pick it now.
Pick it now, when you know you're safe in your group.
Hey, if they win, it's a sensation. Kazna is #1 in the group.
Kazna #1.
Kazna #1. If they lose, it happened, it doesn't matter, they still go on and they still have a chance in the next round. They might play Ding, God knows which times in a row in an important competition. Maybe they will have time to beat them now.
So looks like things are set up, ready to get back into the first round here. High fives all round. We're going into Runeberg for the first matchup of the day between these two teams. It is going to be, I believe, Kazna Crew on the defense. It is going to be Tornado on the attack. And what can the teams pull out here? Who can take the lead in this matchup? Will it be Europe? Will it be Russia? We'll find out in just a second as everything is underway. Now, Mojo, we had a brief look at the lineups earlier on. Let's have a look over them again and review them. Kazna Crew, bit of mobility, bit of firepower, bit of everything really in their defensive lineup here.
Again, round starting, Kazna on defense, Tornado on attack. Immediately offensive approach on the lower side from Tornado. As we already know, when you have so many I7s, that's the best approach. You do not vent, you do not snipe. You just go for it to get some positions in the enemy's face. Light tank from Kazna should give some information. Hey, there is nothing in the middle. There's just one tank waiting. Let's see what's going on the bottom side of the map. They need to clear that out. If any heavy gets spotted, Kazna will start rotating toward that side immediately. And there you go. There is the first spot coming in.
Near you gets spotted out. Komi Pure gets a great shot into it. Multiple shots coming out, but Komi Pure, nobody actually connecting in with him. How much firepower can go back into near you? Komi Pure taking a bit more damage, but more damage going into near you. Drop down almost onto a one shot. He can be taken out by that next shot coming in from Kazna Crew. Can drop him, and that'll be a great start for Kazna.
This is a good start of a defense for Kazna, but it's not done yet. These I7s are approaching, and they have a lot of people behind. Let's not forget, Kazna actually has a mouse in the game. He will take some time to approach and close in on a fight. So Kazna is actually effectively fighting with 6 guys now.
Haiba moving up, looking for that shot. Gets the kill on near you. 1 minute, 13 seconds. First blood in this game. Nesquik coming over, trying to get into Komi Pure and Haiba, but that's dangerous. He's stuck in the corner. Woo! There's a second kill as Ders picks him up. And Kazna Crew with the advantage here, dropping 2 tanks of Tornado.
Look at the amount of the guns and the amount of the shells that were taken in that butt-shot. He disappeared like he never existed. I think Kazna actually has this game under control, but let's not be hasty. Let's see what's going to happen.
Let's not get too excited indeed, Mojo. Kazna Crew need to start trading here with Tornado, start dropping tanks without taking much damage on themselves, but they have control over the vital areas. There is 22 seconds down on the clock. There was a reset coming in there. 2 tanks in there at the moment. We've seen this before with Super Conquerors shooting down on I7. So long as they make the shots count, these I7s will be punished for this.
I don't think the cap is possible because Super Conquerors are just too superior for this position. They will always be able to do some amount of damage or at least reset. And that gives them a huge advantage. And let's not forget, now they have 7 guns in the game and Tornado has only 5 remaining.
Tornado continuing to bleed HP at the moment. The only kind of advantage they have working for them is that in the same area is Haiba and Komi Piotr. Piotr's a one shot and Haiba has a dead gunner. So their shots, their crossfire shots are not going to be that accurate and not going to be that risky.
Honestly to say, if Kazna even chooses to just push them, they will just annihilate them. They do have 250 Bs and they have people to soak up the damage. Like if Mouse starts and 50 Bs just go down, they're done.
So let's go, Kazna Crew. Demo as it says on their turret. Now they're going to push in. Now they're going to start doing damage. Theodore gets dropped. The rest of the tanks from Tornado, bleeding energy. Nuclear is dropped onto 40 HP. He goes down. Griffin is continuing to take damage. He's down onto a one shot now. He's about to fall. And Kazna Crew, they smell blood. They're going to go for this kill right now. And they're going to take the first round here on Runeberg.
This is a good start for Kazna here. Really dominant one. But let's not forget, this is the defense of Runeberg. We will see how will they do in attack. But so far the round is still on. Tornado is holding on the their dear life with 2 tanks. Applebow is trenched up in this bunker. He's not giving his hide away that easily. He will not give Kazna easy, fast win.
So far, so good for Kazna crew. Dare's taking a hit from Applebow as he goes in to get the kill. One more shot from Dare should do it before Applebow reloads. Picks up the kill. Now only Server is left alive for his team, and Yizny has him pinned in between a wall and his gigantic Swedish mouse tank.
Swedish mouse tank. What a contradictory
What's a
statement there.
well, it's a Swedish mouse because Yizny's playing it, okay? I know what I mean, chat, you know what I mean. So, great start here for Kazna crew, 1-0 up against Tornado. But Mojo, how many times have we seen this where Tornado allow a team, or not so much allow a team, but lose the first round, or lose even 2 rounds, and then come back like a team possessed?
It happens, it happens. Kazna also knows to start matches with the lead and then drop it in last seconds. It did happen against teams like, I don't know, Virtus before, Wombats, then Ding. It's just like a scenario that happened many times, but maybe, baby, it's gonna happen first time.
Maybe this could be, if Kazna 5-0 to Tornado, I will shave my beard off today. Actually, here we go. I'll just put it out on the. I'll put it out right now live here on the stream. If Kazna crew win this one against Tornado, ladies and gentlemen, I will shave my beard off tonight. And when I cast tomorrow, I won't have a beard. There you go, Mojo.
I saw him without beard, guys.
I look about 12 when I don't have a beard. It will be rather hilarious. But I will do it.
Best stream
If
ever.
Kazna crew pull this off, I will shave my beard off and I will have a look of regret. Not saying that I don't think Kazna crew do it. I think Kazna crew will do it, and there's a further inspiration for them to do so.
That would be a blast. That would be a blast. I so hope that is gonna happen. So far, Kazna crew versus Tornado 1-0. Defense on Ruinberg won, but that's just the start of the match, and I expect it's gonna be a longer one.
I'm actually regretting this a little bit, Mojo.
You know,
It's very
things-
cold outside, and every single time I have shaved my beard off, I've regretted it instantly because it just, no.
Usually it had to do
why-
with something
why
with
did-
people
why did
laughing.
I say
why,
that?
why are all these people laughing?
Why did I say
It's
that?
because you're making people happy, that's why.
Yeah, nah, I'm putting myself out there for the stream. Okay, now let's see how this one is going to go. Kazna crew now going to be on the attacking side, and it's going to be Tornado on the defensive side. This is the push coming in. Kazna crew measuring their shots. They've already dropped down 2 tanks. Now they decide to go in and take the fight to Tornado.
You know
Great
that there
play
is,
here.
you know that there is one guy who actually said that he's gonna jump in a river if Kazna wins the tournament.
Yes. Whilst we remember that, whilst
And
we
I have
actually
it on
have,
camera.
whilst we have an audience on stream, Stephen, many people should know him, associated with Wargaming and ESL and World of Tanks in general, said if, you know, if Kazna win this one, he's going to take a little dip in the river, which will be
Yeah.
rather interesting.
Well, I said he's gonna make it happen. So, давай, Kazna, let's
If
go.
not, if not, I think he might. You know, if that's too much, then I think it's going to be the park, the water in the park, to be safe. You know,
No, river it is.
river is he's going to get thrown in whether he likes it or not.
Like it or not.
It's a bold bet to make. But let's get on with this one, Mojo. It's going to be round 2 coming up in just a second. Server actually coming out top down. She was the last tank alive for his team, however.
Still, Super Conk always does great amount of damage, 4k. That DPM is just insane. The precision of the gun and, of course, the player that does it. Nice damage by Piotr, 2.2k. We've seen Lights excel on this tournament a couple of times. But the most impressive one was Mr. Nice when he played against Kazna on that Murovanka game. As far as I remember, 4.3k or something like that.
Incredible damage being done so far by some players. Hit percentage, well, you can make your own jokes about that one in chat. If you did spy it, it was equal. It was an interesting number. But hey, that doesn't matter. You know, you win some, you lose some. Tornado looking a little bit rocked here, Kazna crew. They're going to be feeling confident. High fives all round, which means we're about to get into round 2 here. On Ruinberg is going to be Tornado on the defense, Kazna crew on the attack. Mojo, do you see any surprises here in the lineups?
Nice 3 Super Conquerors here in defense for Tornado. That's pretty standard setup with a light tank. Kazna playing with 2 mouse tanks, 3 i7s. It could be a variation of the strat they usually play. They know to push like middle with 2 mouses and i7s on the other side to get the crossfires. Usually with i7s on the upper side. But they do know that Tornado would be ready for that. So probably there is some mind play in here.
Some shenanigans, some mind play. I like this. As we said, Ruinberg is always this map where teams might try and pull something new out the bag. It is always something generally difficult for the attacking team to break through, but, you know, it can be done. It's just a tough order now. Kazna crew splitting up tanks, some going south, some going top. Kazna crew blue side on the attack and Tornado red side on the defense.
Nesquik spotted, but he didn't receive any shells for that. So really lucky for him. He did see mouses and they didn't see anyone on upper side, and they were ready to counter it because Tornado had almost every possible aim that way. And now they're shifting their attention to the lower side of the map. But Kazna so far is just waiting.
Double mouse on attack. They're going to just push through the middle at some point, Mojo?
It does look to me they're actually waiting for that T100 maybe to commit and to take him out of the action, because they do know that Tornado likes to play aggressive from that side. So you see there is a budget and two i7s waiting in a trap. What of sort.
Applewell taking 2 bounces directly ahead of him there.
Well, now actually there is no trap anymore, because now that he bounced those shells, there is go one connection coming in. They do know where are the Kazna tanks.
Okay, how are you going to play this one, Tornado?
I think Kazna's going to rotate and go on the other side of the map. They're not going to push here for sure.
Mouses are starting to move about a little bit. Moisen, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. Pardon my German. Everyone always writes it in chat, but that doesn't help you actually pronounce it if you don't know how to speak German. Anyhow, this slow-paced matchup right now coming in here on Ruinberg. Kazna crew looking for an opening, looking for some kind of play to make against Tornado, who can happily run down the clock, wait for it to hit 0, and that will count as a defensive win. So at some point, Kazna crew are going to have to do something.
Well, Tornado actually have a really good rounded defense here. Super Conqueror up, Super Conqueror covering from the side. So they have a backup for a backup. They have all the guys up, ready to snipe, a light tank around the middle. So they're just gonna play reactionary. There is nothing they actually need to do to pressure Kazna to push. Kazna is the one that's pressured because the clock is always working against them.
Yep, Kazna crew are the ones that have to make the play there. Sometimes it's good, that's why a lot of teams usually when it comes to tiebreaker choose the defensive side, don't they? So they can have that just additional thing on their side to force the other team to do something.
Time is always your ally if you're defending. So that's like an 8th warrior on your side.
8th player. Okay, let's see. Kazna crew spread out across the map completely here, top and bottom. What are they going to do with this one? This is rather unusual, actually.
It's just like a couple of fakes. They were giving some spots, deciding like they had the option to rotate up. They had the because they were dispersed all over the map to gather up and push down, and that's it. So the choice is, okay, we are going to go down. The mouse tanks, they should probably be used to cut off the middle so no one can shoot the i7s from the lower side. The risky part is how to take over that 0 line. We've seen how Kazna ferociously defended it in the last round, and we do know that Tornado will do the same, because if they lose it and don't apply enough damage, that's a lost game. They know it.
Okay, now we see Kazna crew all grouping up down the bottom of the map. They're sending the double mouse through the middle as a distraction. They're going to take a lot of shots here from Tornado, but they're not really getting any connections here, although one just peeks in at the end onto Haiba, but he's still full HP. He's tracked, but Yisni beside him is also on full HP. And now the rest of Kazna crew start pushing in.
There you go, the i7s are going, they are going to pressure the cap. Butchats need to do something about that heavy tank up. Light tank is now lit up, let's see, will be some connections. And Nesquik is not moving because he didn't realize it immediately.
Nesquik in a dangerous position here, 497 HP left. The shots continue to fire into him. They know Applewow's in the corner. They're going to try and push up into the corner of these buildings and get some shots into him. Vessel takes a bit of damage, move across into Sarah, but the return fire goes back into Server, and he takes one of his face for his trouble, and now he gets a damaged gun. That's going to slightly affect his accuracy there in that 50B.
This is actually really good because these Butchats are not spotted. I7s are also in cooldown position. I think they will delete the Apple. Wow, the question is only, will some of them survive detection?
The damage going back into Derzer. Manages to limp away in 226 HP, but Nexus picks up the first kill there as he drops down Applewell, and that's first blood to Kazna crew. But look how much damage they've taken in return for that. Both of their Butchats now on the one shot.
Doesn't matter because now they can fade, and Nesquik is on 500 HP. The problem is both of them are a one-shot even for a light tank. So their reliability in that moment. Mouse tanks are keeping the Super Conquerors away, and the cap pressure will be imminent now.
Haiba and Yisni just forcing these tanks back off the cap circle as the cap is started there by what looks like Diplomat and his IS-7. These double mouse can cause problems. Nesquik going to sneak round the back here in that T100. Unspotted here, keeping himself protected using the fountain. And that's going to be really dangerous here for Kazna crew because they're not going to know that he's going to be in that position.
If Kazna actually connected one more shell on Nesquik, this game would probably be already done. But he's a secret weapon that Tornado can use against them. He has the potential to kill both of the bot shots and to reset the cap. We must never neglect him now because that's a mobile tank with high camo value
He's
and
spotted.
decent card.
He's spotted already. He sees Dares, he shoots Dares, but there's a wall in the way. Dares misses his shot, second shot comes out, misses. There is vehicles in the way which will be able to eat shots. Dares gets a connecting shot. Nesquik gets a kill on Dares. 119. Nesquik still alive. Nexus can still there, so Nexus can still get a shot. Nesquik, very dangerous play at the moment, but Nexus gets the kill and the T100 is dropped. The ace in the hole has gone for Tornado.
It's a problem, but Dares didn't pen him. He had the shot. You could hear the bounce on the turret, but this is the reaction now by Tornado. They are forced to push. They must do something about it. And these Super Conquerors, they're gonna take so much damage.
Look at this from Diplomat, pre-aiming there already, waiting to get a shot into Nearyu. Nearyu goes down. Diplomat was holding his shot. It was Komi Piotr. They got the kill on Nearyu. Nuclear taking an absolute beating as he moves forward as well. Komi Piotr's going to move on up out of the cap. It's 4 guns of Tornado against 6 of Kazna crew. And it looks like Kazna crew once again with the advantage here, Mojo. And they're putting the screws onto Tornado and they're probably going to win this round.
This game is done already. It's just a matter of the time. Well, the carcass of the Tornado will be butchered. At the moment, 2 guns are remaining in the game. Griffon on full HP but on reload. And Nuclear just on 1 shot. Kazna with 6 guns remaining. They have it.
Griffin now the only player left for his team. This is Runeberg. This is going to be Kazna crew leading this match 2-0. Ring ring, is that a telephone? It's Kazna crew asking if Tornado are turning up to this fight or not.
This is a good place by Kazna, but let's not haste it up. Like, they still have 1 gun in the game. Let's see, will Nexus survive this? And then there will be plenty of the map to see after.
Vetso taking the shots there from Griffin. Sneaks in to get the killing shot there from Nexus. And this is 2-0. Kazna crew leading the world champions Tornado to 0.
This is a good start for Europe. This is a good start for Kazna. Nice plays there. I'm actually really satisfied how they performed. I'm a bit surprised why Tornado didn't cover the lower part of the map better. That was really bad spotting on that side. Simply bad spotting. And light tank in the middle, to get caught with the light tank, like with the pants down like that and lose so much HP, that's also sloppy play by Tornado. And it got punished heavily.
Kazna crew looking super calm here. Looking like they have this in the bag. And to be honest right now, Tornado look as worried as my beard does, Mojo.
Your beard may be worried.
Why did I
but
say
the
that?
happiness of everyone else.
Why did I say
I'm gonna
this?
help you shave it, actually.
I'm gonna have no voice tomorrow and no beard at this rate.
I'm gonna bring a cutting knife.
What
because,
a day!
you know,
There's gonna be like 10 people waiting at the hotel with razors in their hands, saying, "Hey mate, you're not getting out of this one." Oh, great start from Kazna. Absolutely great start from Kazna crew here. Runeberg was Tornado's pick. It was their first pick of the map. Now we're going to be going into Muravanka, which was Kazna crew's pick. Now after Muravanka, who cares about the accuracy stat? It's not going to be relevant. It's all going to be about whether it's 2-2 once Muravanka's done and dusted, or whether it's perhaps 3-1 or 4-0 for Kazna crew by that stage.
Muravanka can be a good map for both of these teams. We've seen it played. Kazna had some sloppy games from time to time, getting capped and so on, but I think they progressed far away from that period of their Muravanka career, I would say. I really hope I will not see it happen again, because that was exactly what happened in the last game finals.
It was Muravanka and it was Savage Squad against Kazna crew.
Man,
that showed Kazna crew how to play Muravanka. Beat them
man,
twice and then took them in
when they played the grand
tiebreaker.
finals, they got capped before you could start
Cap rush,
the game started,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that was. I think that's the quickest cap rush we've ever had in the grand finals, and should have been ready for it. Tornado not looking all happy smiles and faces here right now. This was exchanged between Dares and Nesquik. Nesquik picks up the kill, but then Nexus from Unspotted is able to get the kill. Now all that's left is Griffin by this stage. Great play from Kazna crew, using that double mouse in the middle to be able to come through and punish the tanks of Tornado when they were having to make the commitment. And Kazna crew are going to be feeling confident right now, Mojo.
It's really important that Nexus was also there to help kill that light, because if he survived, he would be a huge pain in the butt of the Kazna.
Great play. Really great play. Really great to see this, that the the Russian teams no longer have such a dominant hold on other regions as we've seen in the past. Everyone's stepping up, everyone's, got their game faces on, everyone's trying their hardest, and you can see Derz's reaction there when he died. Yizne, just, no reaction whatsoever. It's just Yizne's happy face.
No, this is like actually really balanced tournament compared to the many we've seen before. Yes, you have some teams that are performing not that best. Mainly, unfortunately, Chinese teams because they don't have such an international experience as these guys.
Yeah.
But these guys, the rest of them, they're really seasoned. And you can see it. Like, you cannot go in a single match without just, we're just going to do it easy. No, it's not happening anymore.
Kazna crew surviving there with 5 tanks still alive, 99 shots against 61. Kazna crew not necessarily with the greatest hit ratio there, but it doesn't matter. They won this, they wrecked Tornado. Damage blocked almost similar there. Outstanding play from Kazna crew.
I just hope that those European traitors are sweating as much as your beard,
Oh
man.
yes, those guys on the desk. Awfully quiet over there right now on the analyst desk. They're going to do it, Mojo. Me and you said Kazna crew. Me and you are going to be right, mate.
Who needs the beard, man, right?
Who needs a beard? And why did I agree to this? Right, Kazna. Idemo, as it says on the side of their tanks,
Idemo.
it is Serbian for let's go. How do you do it, Mojo?
Idemo.
Idemo. It's Idemo versus Davai right now. And right now, Idemo is winning.
2-0, man. Entire map. That's a hefty advantage. I mean, there is a lot of room here for your beard to survive. Let's be honest. But
to be honest, this is like one of the worst situations because now I kind of want to shave my beard off because I want Kazna to win, but I don't want to shave my beard off. So it's like one of these bets you make that's not really a safe bet. You make the bet for the entertainment and then you immediately regret it. So let's go into map number 2 here. Muravanka round 3. Tornado Energy are going to be leading the attack into Kazna Crew's defense. Kazna Crew currently leading Tornado 2-0. Are we going to get 2-1? Or are we going to get Kazna Crew stepping up 3-0 and having an absolute dream start to this matchup? Well, there's one way to find out, and that's to go here into Muravanka. Kazna Crew blue side, Tornado red side.
Kazna playing with a light tank in the defense. That usually means a super aggressive spot in a start and then maybe passive spotting later, depending do they want to push with the entire team to back him up or how they want to play. Tornado, on the other hand, playing with STRV. STRV positioned already means they're gonna anchor one side and pressure with the rest of the tanks. Mid control by both teams at the moment. This is the current meta we've seen in a couple of the matches so far.
Okay, let's see how they're going to do this one. Call Me Piotr moving up across the back of base 2, coming round the corner. Everyone else in Kazna Crew lined up, trying to basically get a defense.
Look at this approach is
1-2, but now there's double tanks pushing into number 1, and Kazna Crew don't quite have tanks in position yet.
Super Conqueror is already going to one line from the Kazna, but look at the aggressive spot of that I7 there. Super Conqueror on 3 line from the Tornado, covering their flank in a cooldown, and I7 will pressure the cap soon.
Vetso playing peekaboo there with Apple Wow. Diplomat is spotted out in that area where he can potentially get resets from, but look at this. Call Me Piotr and Haiba moving out through the magical forest. There is a Super Conqueror just outside the forest. He is spotted, that is nuclear, so they are going to get vision for that. Call Me Piotr continues his stealthy little advance through the forest here, looking for tanks of Tornado.
This is a risky play by Kazna because they need to be efficient by clearing this forest. And they do have a 50B and the Bachat on the side, plus a Super Conqueror. At the moment, it doesn't actually look really good on Kazna, especially since this STRV is not utilized. He cannot be used at all.
Call Me Piotr takes a hit there from near you. He is spotted. Call Me Piotr gets himself safe. Now what can happen to near you here? Because the rest of the Kazna Crew tanks are going to collapse on him. Near you in a dangerous position. He thinks he just has a T100. Great shot there from Call Me Piotr, hitting one into near you, not taking any damage return. But look at this. Here comes the cavalry as Ders comes in for the ram and the shot. Near you is going to fall here. Does a good bit of damage before he goes down, but there's fighting going on elsewhere as well. Nuclear is getting dropped down almost to one shot. Super Conqueror, he's down to 170. He's about to get dropped as well. And Kazna Crew are about to start off this match once again in another round with 2 tank advantage over Tornado.
By the Raya's beard, that push from the light tank was actually brilliant because he lured some shots from near you and he did damage on him. Now they have a crossfire. 50B is actually trapped. There is a lot of time on this match to be gained. 24 seconds for a cap. That's the only danger that Kazna now has. They won the battle physically. Now they need to make sure that cap doesn't happen.
20 seconds left to go here as Griffon drops Haiba, brings things back level, almost on Tank's difference. But what can Kazna crew do? They need to come back and get a reset. Great shot there into the T100 to track him here. They're pushing into Cap Circle. There is a reset coming in as Vessel pushed around the corner. Diplomat took a lot of damage and he's super conquered to peak round. Dares killed Komi Piotr. There was a team kill in there. And then Dares gets Sever. Oh my god, blue on blue right now. Medic, medic.
It did happen before. Diplomat is now here on one shot. He's shooting HE to control the cap. There is 4 guys of Tornado remaining, mainly Diodor with 100% of HP, and his STRV is the only guy with full HP. But Kazna now has only 3 guys surviving and there's his own reload. That's a big problem now for them.
Dares currently on something like 4 kills, including a teammate right now. It is 3 on 3. Tornado continuing the pressure on the Cap Circle, Nesquik and Applewell there. It is STRV against double Batchat and against Super Conqueror and IS7. Kazna crew on the defense, all need to be able to do right now is do resets and then get back out of the way. Play the clock down, use that to their advantage, and great positioning here from Nexus to get a reset into Nesquik. Now someone needs to get a shot into Applewell.
Now they know the position, so there will be a rotation from Durs. He needs to go elsewhere because they know the Diodor is controlling the center here. They need to find how to take him out. Take him out or go to the woods and shoot these heavies in their butts.
These Batchats can play exceptional here, and
yeah,
2v1 it. Nexus gets himself caught, double shot going into him, is able to get a reset there, but took a lot of damage for that. Not what we wanted right now.
Kazna is now approaching, he's gonna play the cooldown above them. Nexus will not peek anymore, he will just cover the flank of this STRV, and the main target will be the STRV on the other side. That's why Nexus actually had to do this.
Yizny with a bounce there on Nesquik. There's a shot coming into Applewell from Nexus. Great connection there. Yizny pouring on the pressure from the top. Their STRV for Tornado can get into this fight. He's pinned in that area because of that. And look at this angle from Dares. Fantastic play. Shot into Applewell. Great play from Dares. He takes one from Diodor. Can't peek back over there. Yizny now having to make a move. Nesquik takes another shot as he moves forward. Applewell's down to 1 shot. He's one to push up on Nexus. Nexus has one more shot. Yizny getting a shot into Nesquik, but Yizny takes one. Yizny needs another one into Nesquik so Nexus can finish him off. Woo! There is a kill in each other. But look at this. Yizny is in a dangerous position now because Diodor was coming around shooting into him. 2 tanks left. There is another shot coming. Yizny's still got HP right now. Dares needs to make the most of his HP. STRV on STRV action. Yizny's in a very dangerous place right now. He's in a crossfire. They need to drop Applewell so they can focus on 1 tank.
Dares needs to make a move, man. He has those 3 shells and half of HP. He needs to help him somehow.
Dares is reloading. Dares is reloading right now, and this is leaving Yizny to fight off 2 tanks.
That's a team call then. That's a team call. 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes. Yizny is 1-on-1 against Diodor. He does survive this shell. He's not gonna survive for far longer.
Applewell comes up and gets the kill into Yizny. Now it's all up to Dares. Potentially, really bad time to do a reload, although the danger is that if you could only put 3 into Diodor, Diodor would still continue to shoot into Yizny. Now it's all up to Dares. He needs to be able to play peekaboo, he needs to be able to get a reset and run, and that's going to be difficult. The only thing to his advantage is that Applewell's a 1-shot, and Diodor trying to chase down a Batchat and STRV. Yeah, he's got the speed, but he doesn't have the gun handling when he's not in siege mode.
I think when the fight started and Diodor starting shooting, yeah, there is the end of flank. Dares should have risked it for a biscuit, pushed to just kill the Super Conqueror. I think that was the critical moment. He would end up on 1 shot because Diodor will 100% be able to fire at least 1 shot, shelling him. But if they kill him and they're 2-on-1, they can just play a ring around the roses around the house and take him out over the time. Now he is facing 2 enemies. This is the worst scenario possible. You don't have 2 enemies now, you have 3 enemies now. The time plus 2 guys from Tornado.
Dares, can he do something here for Kazna crew? If he can pull it out the bag here and be the hero, despite getting a team kill, despite an accidental shot and a team kill. The problem is here is he can peek up, he can get a reset. He knows he's spotted immediately. Great reset already. Can he continue to farm damage? He's got him tracked. Dares might be able to kill. There's a shot coming back out there from the Conqueror. Dares knows he can get at least 2 more shots and then run. Has to be very careful. Back off Dares. There's another shot coming in. Dares survives on 140 HP. Now he's going to have to back off, reload, and think how he wants to take this one. Both tanks from Tornado are a 1-shot for Dares. And, well, Diodor was Amarak, but he just repaired it.
I think this last shot was a bit too risky. Yes, he did drop him on 1 shot, but now he's 1-shot himself. He didn't need to take it. It was better if he was on, like, more HP, but never mind. Still, there is a huge chance for Kazna because he is the only guy who can actually do active rotations, and he does need to take one of them out. STRV will not move from the cap. They will rely on Applewell with aggressive play in a cooldown. spot theirs on time, so STRV can turn his aim on time and take him out if Super Conqueror falls. Also, let's not forget, Super Conqueror has great gun, great aiming, and he can do it even while driving.
And let's not forget as well that in Super Conqueror is Applewell. He is spotted, he sees theirs, he snapshots round, comes round, there speaks, stops to get a shot, but Applewell gets that one, and it is going to be Tornado bringing back into this match. It is going to be 2-1, Tornado picking up the first round here on Muravanka.
There's just doesn't have luck with RNG. In the last game, when he didn't penetrate the turret of that light, and now he didn't connect to Super Conk.
How vital, how different could that fight have been if there wasn't a team kill in the middle of it as well?
If the light was alive, this would be completely different.
Dares got about 4 kills in that fight, but he also shot his own light. He also killed his own light. Unfortunate, it was a situation where he desperately needed to drop the AMX before the AMX killed Call Me Piotr, but them's the breaks. It's, you know,
I just think
2 inches to the left, 2
more
inches, not even that,
play.
2 millimeters to the left, 2 millimeters to the right. It could be a different scenario. Maybe a bit of RNG going against him with the way it went in the aiming circle. But, you know, some you win, some you lose. Kazna Crew still, however, vitally in the lead right now, 2-1. But they have opened the door ever so slightly for Tornado here.
Yeah, this was their game to win. I think they really had it by positions, by everything. Tornado did a hell of a job to survive this. We must commend them, but yeah, hey, they are like double world champions, so we cannot really take anything out of them. But Kazna is playing exceptional today. These are slight mistakes, and they do happen.
Another thing as well is when Nexus peaked to get a reset, he took 2 shots in return, which then allowed the I7 to push out and get him. Had that not happened, that would have been a very different scenario as well. So sometimes just a bit of misplay there with being able to protect the HP. I mean, like you said, Dares was reloading. Why was he reloading? But even if he'd put 3 shots into the STRV, it wouldn't have been enough to kill the STRV.
It's not STRV
but it might have
be
been distracted him. He had no shots in Applewell though, because Applewell was round the terrain. So all he could shoot was
like
STRV.
He should have pushed. Like at the moment they committed on STRV, he should have pushed to get a shot on that Super Conk, take 1 shot in return, and then survive. Or at least leave Isne to play STRV on STRV one-on-one.
Yeah.
And then we would just rely on Swedish power to win.
The problem is the minute he went on reloads and Tornado went, as soon as Applewell pushed up over the hill and Applewell wasn't getting shot at, I mean, the thing is, if he hadn't reloaded, if he just waited, when Applewell pushed over the hill, he had clean shots on Applewell. So it's almost like Tornado knew at that moment, he's like, no shots coming in, he's reloading.
This was a really great move here by Light Tank when he managed to turn them around, play the cooldown from here, lure the shells from near you. And this moment when the Nexus died, there was no way he would survive. He knew it, he saved the last shell so that him and Isne both, between themselves, can kill that I7. So the plays were good. And this is the moment I think there is already should have pushed.
This is the moment where he went on reload, he comes over that way, he gets spotted out, misses with the shot. Applewell gets a shot. If Dares had landed that shot, he could have got himself away. It's just him and the STRV, which means the STRV has to come hunting for him, or the STRV has to play one hell of a guessing game to sit in that capture circle and be facing the right way when Dares comes running in for the reset.
You saw Isne on a start there with his crazy Viking look.
Crazy eyes, Isne. Nexus coming out top damage there.
Almost 5,000. Now you know why did they miss Nexus so much on the tournaments, guy. He is a
he'd
beast.
Survived. Diodor in that STRV playing brilliant. Applewell playing brilliant. Last 2 tanks surviving for their team. Call Me Piotr was actually the 4th top damage there in that T100 light. If only he'd been able to go a bit longer. Dares coming in there 5th damage. So
look at this.
Very, very close game, and this is exactly what realistically we want to see between these 2 teams. It shows how close on skill level they are.
This is really nice, looking good for Kazna at the moment. I'm looking forward to see now what will they play in attack. Attack, of course, being more dangerous and heavy function. But on Muravanka, there is always a potential if you take out a spotter that you can pressure the cap, and then the team defending is actually the one in problem.
2 team kills in back-to-back matches, both coming from European teams.
Hey, the last one won the match, so let's see.
Indeed,
maybe that's a luck sign
we'll
here.
Just see how it goes now.
But your beard survived, that's the problem.
For now, it breathes a sigh of relief. Now we're going to be going into round 2 on Muravanka. It's going to be Kazna Crew on the attack. It's going to be Tornado trying to defend it. What can he do here? Let's have a look at the tank lineups. Mojo, any surprises here?
Defense of Tornado, playing with 3 Super Kongs, STRV, a light and about. This is almost the same setup they had in attack. I mean, they had a 50B, but never. Kazna playing, on the other hand, again, with a light tank and then STRV and SuperKong. So they have both potential, both teams, to just go at each other, play the confrontation, or to play attrition slow game where they want to find a spotter.
Okay, let's see how this one's going to go down. Tornado, they're going to be on defense from the red side. Kazna Crew, they're going to be attacking on the blue side. Kazna Crew currently leading Tornado 2-1 as the second round here on Muravanka, which is our second map of this lineup, this match between these two teams. Well, Call Me Piotr already taking a shot there in his T100 light as he scouts through the magical forest.
He took a big hit there, 364, and he spotted only Nesqui. He didn't see anyone else from Tornado, but Tornado is actually not on that side of the map. They're all on other. STRV is the only like their backup, the eyes from above, as someone who will protect them if they're pushed.
Near you, sitting in the bush in his STRV. Now, Tornado are the reigning world champions. They won the last grand final. Near you just turns and runs. Well, it doesn't turn and run. He's in an STRV. It goes just as fast backwards as it does forwards, and it doesn't have a turret, so there's no point in turning it around. He gets himself out of that area, and Tornado are going to reposition himself down into this bottom corner where so many defensive teams end up. They just give up control of the map because it allows them to cover both bases with quite good vision.
3 Super Conquerors gathered up to fight against a single action. If Kazna presses #1 cap, even a light tank is going ahead with them to spot. There might actually be even a push for domination by Tornado. They're not a team that wants to wait for enemy to do something and give them that advantage.
Tornado pushing here up the 1-2 line. Now, both of these teams are safe in their group. They're both going to be going to the quarterfinals. What they're fighting for here is a bit of pride, but it's also positional play. The loser of this match will be facing off against Ding in the quarterfinals. The winner will be facing off against Top Tier, the American team. Shots coming out here from Diplomat. Multiple shots going back in his way, but none connecting with him. He's still got all his HP, but look at this. Lines one up again. Gets a connecting shot into Nesqui, it looked like, in the T100.
Oh, that's not what he aimed for, but that's what he hit. And Vetso and Diplomat do have a crossfire here, but Vetso has to be careful because he will be pressured. Kazna actually doesn't have tanks yet in a motion to set up with this. Budget is pushing over, and Diplomat will be in serious danger.
Diplomat in a real world of trouble. Vetso pushing up over in that area. He's isolated, has no support from his tank. Diplomat's now going to get clipped in the side. That looked like actually a team shot coming in there into the side of the Batchat, but now these tanks are going to back off. The rest of Kazna Crew are going to try and turn around to pour the fire in, but Diplomat is isolated on his teammate as well. He's only got 83 HP. Nobody can help him, and that's 2 tanks down for Kazna Crew. Tornado still with 7 guns in the game.
Tornado have this under control. Now they are really outgunning Kazna. Only 4 guys remaining high, but there's Nexus and Isne, and it is an attack against the reigning world champion on Muravanka.
Near you taking a couple of big hits there as he backs off down the bottom area. Tornado just grouping all their tanks together at the moment, roaming about this battlefield like a big murder death ball, looking for the next Kazna Crew tank to focus their fire on. Kazna Crew now down 3 tanks as Call Me Piotr in the T100 has also been dropped. This is going to be extremely difficult for Kazna Crew to come back into this. They are the attacking team. They need to make the play. As Mojo would say, they're effectively playing against 8 different things now going against them.
Well, the problem is Kazna did expect maybe they will be pushed by 3 or 4 tanks, but they didn't expect 7. Tornado actually just abandoned one side of the map, did a risky push on that side, and they were ready. Okay, if there is no one here, we're going to leave someone and we're just going to all return on the other side of the map.
Nice shot there from Haiba into Nesqui, but Kazna Crew, they're playing up against the 7 tanks of Tornado, and that 8th enemy playing against them is time. 6 minutes left to play. Kazna Crew with only 4 guns to try and do something here. And look at this, side shots coming in here from Nesqui in that T100 light, shooting back into Haiba, push over the top by the Batchat and server. Heavy's coming around the corner as well. Haiba is isolated from the rest of the team, and Tornado are doing this clinically. They're taking damage across the board, but they're selecting 1 Kazna Crew tank each time and just saying, we're going to remove you from the battlefield.
No, Isne, you're not gonna connect. That one, Nuclear, is the winner of this duel. Nexus and Durs are the last guys surviving for Kazna here. This is not a game they can win. This is nothing they can do here to remedy what already happened. So they will just have to chill out a bit, honestly, and wait for the next game. Next game that will be played. Tornado, I don't think they're gonna even wait. I think they're gonna chase them.
Nexus and Dares here with the potential, with the biggest upset here in Wargaming League history to turn it around 2-on-7. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, that potential is worse than the odds for your
There's
beard on the
spotted.
start.
Watch all the multiple shots come in just a second.
Oh, there you go.
There's one. The other one just totally hit the deck. Someone really had a really bad aim there.
Well, Nexus is located also. Light found
Server
him.
doing over 3k damage now, picking up that kill. Nexus is now spotted as well. All the guns from Tornado going to turn there and face him. He picks up a kill there for Nesqui. Bit there, Pride going in for his teammate. He's taking shots as he's red line, hugging right now. Various players in the European server will be familiar with that area. But now Kazna crew about to be dropped in this one. Tornado going to draw at level 2-2 here on Muravanka. Next up, Mojo, I believe we're going to be going into Mines. And then we have Ghost Town still to go.
Well, Nexus is, while that's going on, just going to fade a bit. Try to load another clip, which is not going to happen soon because he has a Amarek down. And maybe get a clip out if it happens. If he gets the repair, I would really like to know. Nah, it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. He's not going to reload in time. I mean, let's take nothing away from Kazna crew. Tornado are the reigning world champions. When they came through the grand finals last season, they absolutely stomped everyone they faced. They didn't drop more than 2 rounds in a single match. Kazna crew right now, we're leading them 2-0. Tornado bringing it back 2-2. But that does not mean that anything is over here. Applewell looking back and forth, trying to find out which way he is, where he's going to be left or right. He knows he's right now. Whoa! A precision fire from Tornado. Absolutely devastating there. Everyone connecting and hitting their shots at the same time there.
That was a connection from Death Stars, man. Like, wow.
Wow, that was...
I think the entire team shot him in the same moment.
It was just like 3 tracers all in at the same time.
There was like 5
yeah.
or 6 that I saw.
They knew he was going to be in that corner as well, so pre-aiming it, and Applewell was the sacrificial lamb sent forward to try and find him. But great play so far from both of these teams, getting an equal measure of each other, but that round on Muravanka, heavily one-sided to Tornado. Just grouping up, just pushing, isolating Kazna crew tanks one by one, and showing a real dominating performance that round. Actually,
that was a round that can actually define this match.
As much as we, a European fanboy here, that was really nice play watching Tornado play that round there. Really nice play.
The first round on Muravanka could be the one that actually defines this match and how it goes. It had potential for Kazna to go 3-0, which would make this 3-1. And, you know, going to Mines and Ghost Town, it's much easier to pick out at least one round everywhere than like this. Now they're equal with Tornado, and that's a not cool spot to be in.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to go up against. I mean, seeing so many tanks come at you like that. Vetzel was caught up on the edge of the ridgeline. Diplomat was directly ahead of him in the bushes. They had nowhere to run, nowhere to go. One of their back chats, for some reason, got spotted and got caught out in the middle, had multiple shots going into him. So, bit of a positioning lesson there from Kazna crew. Perhaps if they saw that one earlier, should have moved their tanks out of the way or pulled their tanks back in to provide additional covering fire.
The guys from Kazna don't look too distressed, honestly.
Well, the thing is that they know they're through already. So what's playing on their minds right now is, okay, we're going to do our best here against Tornado, but they also have to be thinking to themselves, if we lose this match, we're going to go up against Ding.
Again.
Now, historically, Kazna crew have never defeated Ding at LAN. They've came very close to it, but they've never been able to get the advantage over them. Arguably, this is Kazna crew's best chance. Kazna crew with a full-strength team, Ding with a weakened team without Breakneck and having lost Creats earlier on this season.
Yeah, that's if it goes to that, but this match is far from done, so we're going to focus on Kazna winning over Tornado and then playing someone else. I hope that for sake of Europe, it's going to be like that, because then other solution is for European team to fight European team and kick each other out.
Indeed, what we want as European fans is we want Kazna crew to win this. We want to see Kazna crew come top of the group, go up against Tornado Energy, which then means, actually no, because we don't really want Ding to face Tornado. We can't really fail. It doesn't work out when they're, somebody's going to have to play a tough opponent regardless of how it goes. But if Kazna crew are able to defeat Tornado here, then that's going to give Ding confidence, because Ding would then be playing them.
At least you can count that Nexus can farm damage and kills, man.
But as you always say, Mojo, shoulda, woulda, coulda, and also you always say the teams get what they deserve.
Exactly, that's how it goes, man. The earth always cycles.
Vetso, not looking too great about that. Yuzne, bit different from how he was at the end of the camera that time. You could see, I can only imagine what's going through his head. Diplomat, he's like, yeah, didn't go so great. Kazna crew back to the drawing board for this one. Now we're going to be going into Mines, which was a Kazna crew pick, and then it's going to be Ghost Town afterwards if it gets to that stage. Well, it can only get to that stage because no one can win it here in
Kazna
Mines.
actually plays Mines really well, and their attacks on Mines are excellent, but facing Tornado again, as I say, that's a different level of story. Now, also they need to deal with defense on Mines. So, by far, Kazna is one of the best European teams on Mines. We've seen them on many matches. They came out of really dire situations.
Oh, hell yeah.
Had really some cool pushes that we've witnessed and so on and so on. I don't know, man. Like, they're about 80% win rate there. I really don't know what is the Tornadoes. Oh, server 3.4k. Okay,
Yeah.
that's decent, man. I would not say
3.4.
anyone went above too much with damage.
3.4 with 11 shots, very nicely done. Nuclear coming in second there, and his Super Conqueror with Griffon right behind him. Then near you, then Diplomat. I mean, he was one of the first ones to fall, but he certainly went down swinging from that position.
Well, the big thing is that, look at this. More than 4k damage block for Tornado, and Kazna has only one guy on top page of damage with less than 2000 damage. So you don't have to look really a lot for the reasons of the loss.
Tornado shooting far
Completely
superior as well. 85 against 60 something there for Kazna crew. So still plenty of work to do for both teams. Nothing is sure. It is all tied at 2-2. Neither team really having an advantage. The advantage was earlier with Kazna crew, but that has been trimmed back down here by Tornado Energy. They're looking to try and step ahead for the first time in this match, trying to take the first round here on Mines. But like you said, Mojo, Mines is a map that Kazna crew are extremely strong on. We know as well that Tornado are extremely strong in this map, so they'll be looking forward to the matchup. I'm expecting a big, massive fight here in the middle. I'm not expecting whoever's defending to be going passive in the defense. I'm expecting aggressive defense. I'm expecting a big fight within the first 3 minutes.
I'm not sure. I don't think Kazna should push the middle against Tornado. It could really prove to be a futile thing.
Well, going back to the analyst desk earlier on, Niall said you don't want to take a Russian team on Mines with a fight in the middle because they do this all the time. They know the angles. But looking at the lineup here from Kazna crew on the attack with IS-7s, Tornado going with Super Conquerors, IS-7s, D100 and AMX 50B. Looks like that's what Tornado's going to perhaps want to do as well, unless he can send that 50B and 100 round the right-hand side.
50B, definitely a tank who can go and flank, but also 50B, a tank who can sit in a base and wait for the enemy and have a crossfire with his teammates behind the house, behind the corner, wherever. So there are possibilities for this. It doesn't have to be played just like expected.
Well, let's see how things go. It is map number 3 here. The teams are squared at 2-2 at the moment. Tornado Energy on the defense, red side, Kazna crew on the blue side on attack. Both teams driving up towards the middle here. Kazna crew getting the advantage straight away. Both Batchats getting there up on the hill.
They are trying to spot a light. If they spot a light, they're going to try to see if he's late for his
Squeeze
boost.
spotted. He's up there safe. Nobody has shots because the Batchat's not reloaded yet. They don't have the smaller guns.
Yeah, they don't have the smaller guns because they will need them later. But the thing is, they were trying to see if maybe Nesqui fails the climb and he is a bit late, because that's the way you can catch him. But this was perfect. Nesqui was up, and that's it. GG, he controls the hill.
Theodore immediately turning back around to go back into his base to start farming that area from the hill. He's extremely exposed in this area, but nobody has vision on him. Only really the IS-7 of Diplomat could peek out, and he already knows that there's a 50B in that area covering his position. Easily now able to get up onto the hill unchallenged as well. Kazna crew getting initially all the positions that they wanted to at the
but
moment.
look at the IS-7 from Tornado. He's not passive. He's going to actually maybe even try. Yeah, this is what he's looking for. He's trying to see will someone spot in, and can he actually cross and get to that G1 position in cooldown to control the island. That's his intention. But now, knowing what's going on, he's just going to back off. Applewau is the one also spotting that side. So actually, Tornado now has a really, really good coverage of the map, and Kazna's going to have to do a big think tank what to do. And this is what I told you, like you have that 50B exactly on J8 corner.
Just sit back there and wait for stuff to shoot.
Yeah, we've seen teams like even Kazna play something like 2 50Bs there, not just one. But playing Super Conqueror there is crucial. We've seen in several games like Super Conquerors from there, he do vast amounts of damage.
Okay, let's see how this one goes. Applewau playing the Spore. Sometimes you see a T100 in this position, but a very different way of playing at the moment here from Tornado in this area. Kazna crew on the attack. Blue side, they're going to have to think of something what to do. Tornado defending here. If the clock runs down to 0, that means it's a Tornado victory. At the top, you have both team names. Beside them, you have the total HP of the teams as well. When you see the team fight happening, watch those numbers drop, and you can see who has the advantage immediately. Left and right, you have the team's player names, the vehicle they're playing, reload indicators as well, along with the vehicle HP. So if you're not familiar with esports, it is a very different kind of UI from what you get in-game.
This is a really cautious play by Tornado. I think they're sensing that Kazna is mastering up for some kind of middle push. You remember how some of the teams used to do it? You just push straight to the middle, cut the corners, and then you brawl the enemy. So they would hope to take the Super Conquer below the hill like that for a free, before everyone else can like crossfire them easily, and then to take the fight to Tornado and hope for the best. But Tornado pushed all the tanks back. Look, the positions are behind the house, behind the hill, and so on. So if Kazna actually does it, they're just gonna be in a crossfire of many guns.
Kazna crew needing to think of a way out here right now. They need to either start a cap on base 1 or base 2, or they need to make a push and start doing damage, and it looks like a push is going to be an answer, Mojo. Everyone coming over here in the middle. Haiba, Vetzel, Komi, Piotr, Diplomat. Focus fire initially coming in here from Tornado into Vetzel. He is the lead tank. They want to focus the tank down, take a gun out of the game. Return fire here from Kazna crew. Not connecting. They are driving into a shooting gallery right now. This is like shooting fish in a barrel, and Kazna crew are taking an absolute pasting for this move.
There is no way to win this at the moment. Like, Super Conquerors have such good positions against them. Nuclear maybe be singled out here, but these I-7 will take such a damage. The other's position is absolutely supreme compared to Kazna.
Kazna crew do drop a tank here in nuclear, but they've lost 2 tanks themselves. Now, in fairness, the rest of their tanks haven't taken too much damage, but Diplomat is going to be the next one. Focus down, one more shot, and he'll go down. And look at this, Tornado just continuing to pour the pressure on. The rest of the Kazna crew tanks not able to do return fire, not able to do return damage, and Tornado now are just going to pressure this, kill Haiba next, and then there's only going to be 3 tanks left of Kazna crew.
Well, there we go. A light tank on a hill, crossfire with the guys down. And the counterattack of the Tornado is now imminent. They do not have to wait for anything anymore. They can just pressure Kazna and finish off this game at least.
Disney turning to try and get shots into Nesquik out of frustration. That's a T100 light, that's not the main threat. Dare's trying to cross here on the riverside, trying to get pressure into Applewhite, but he's getting shot at multiple times when he crosses because Tornado are able to relocate and just hunt for him right now. Kazna crew, not really much left. Applewhite can just come down and ram Dares to death just at the end. Don't just win, do damage is the motto of Tornado, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Let's put some salt in that wood, mate, while I'm ramming you while you're dying. Griffon is looking for the guys on hill. He's actually connected on the rock instead of him. Not a cool thing to happen.
I would say that's a definite no-no to the YOLO, Mojo, and Kazna crew are paying the price for that one.
Well, this game is definitely done. Tornado picking up the first round on mines, 3-2 for Tornado in this match, and Kazna will be defending in the next one and Tornado attacking.
Well, Kazna crew, you had the advantage. You were leading the Russian world champions, the Russian champions, but now they are in control. And like I said at the start, Mojo, sometimes this happens with Tornado. They lose the first round, they lose the second round, and they just come back super strong and win the next 5 rounds or the next 7 rounds in a row.
Well, last time they played Navi, they lost 3 in a row, and then they won 7 in a row. So that was easy GG for them. You don't see really happy faces on Kazna players at the moment, but they do know, this is also the thing. They do know they already passed the groups. It's just a matter who will they play. And the question is how much they want to commit in this match against the world champion so early. Because if they give out all their threats at the moment in an attempt to topple the Tornado, that might actually bite them heavily later.
Indeed, Kazna crew need to think of it. Do we do some kind of special play tactics that we have in reserve, or do we keep those tactics for Ding? Ding haven't looked the strongest. Okay, they had a strong win earlier on today, but yesterday against top tier, and that's not top tier's normal regular team. There's only 4 players from that top tier lineup here today in Europe for this tournament. Not Europe, sorry, in Moscow for this tournament. So it's going to be a heck of a matchup actually if Kazna crew are not able to defeat Tornado here and they have to play against Ding tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Once we also get into quarterfinals, Mojo, a big point to make here is right now in the group stages we're playing best of 9, which means first team to get to 5 wins or 5 rounds. When we get to the quarterfinals, it's going to be best of 13. that's going to be a very different scenario for some teams as well.
Yeah, because you cannot ban 2 maps anymore. It's just one. The matches can go much longer. It's about stamina, about tactics, about readiness, how to be focused all the time. So the experienced teams that do know how to play LAN and how to preserve their strength over time, they definitely have an advantage there. But Tornado looking super strong at the moment. The read on the Kazna's push was excellent. You could see how they pulled tanks away. And they were waiting for something like this.
Absolutely brutal as Kazna crew just march into basically all of the guns of Tornado just sitting there waiting. I mean, Kazna crew took ages just to drop a single tank. Only nuclear they could do damage on. Everybody else was playing safe. Deodor still on full HP almost. Near you completely on full HP. Applewell still on full HP. Kazna crew, like, so many of their tanks taking damage, and Tornado finishing that round with almost still 9,000 team HP on the board across 6 different tanks.
Let's see what is Kazna going to bring us in the defense, and I'm equally interested to see what will be Tornado's attack. All 5 guys on the damage board are from Tornado, but that was really expected because that push by Kazna was just getting shot from all the different angles. And most of their shots just went in the air.
Unlucky. Unlucky. But
look at the difference here in damage done.
Wow. Look at the shots. Look at the shots as well.
Because you drop the number of the guns and they're still shooting, so that's the difference. That's usually why the difference is huge. When you single out the enemy and your entire team is shooting and you can't shoot back.
As Daki would say, when you try your best and you can't succeed, you're going to just carry on singing, you know, fix you, but I'm not going to do it for you. Sorry, chat. You're going to have to just wait that one out. Now, Mojo, if you're Kazna crew, how do you bounce back from this one?
Well, they are going to be on the defense now. So to play against Tornado, Tornado read this really well. And as you can see, they didn't push the hill.
No, they sat back actually and says, okay, come at us.
So Kazna has a #1 spawn now, so they can challenge the hill if they want. But in my eyes, when you're defending, that's a risky one. The defense that Tornado performed now, something like that is much better because that will make Tornado do something to see can Kazna do a mistake.
Okay, now let's get into the second round here on Mines. It is going to be round number 6. Tornado on the attack. They're on red side. Kazna crew on the defense. Blue side. Immediately, Tornado pushing up towards the hill. Kazna crew also pushing up towards the hill. How much damage can be done? Mojo, this is going to be a block. Can they get the shots in? Can they get the blocking tactics? Komi Pure gets in focus fire into Deodor. Disney gets himself safe. But look at this. The 13-105s are reloaded and the T100s are not going to win this exchange.
2 light tanks against 2 light tanks. This really was amazing, bro. Deodor now has to run, but Nesquik will survive. And there is already 113 from Tornado on the hill. It doesn't look good for Kazna. And there has to be pressure by the rest of the guys because, hey, Piotr is completely alone on that hill.
Yizny gets dropped in his T100. Komi Piotr is going to get pushed here by Nesquik once he comes off reload. Komi Piotr might be able to get a couple of shots in before he can get dropped off the tower safely. He does get down that area. This is careful because teams, so many tanks have died coming off this area. Komi Piotr, though, he gets stopped because Deodor is on the other side waiting on him.
Yeah, Deodor was actually the one chasing him, but what can you do? Nuclear and Server and Griffon now are just controlling the entrance to the hill. This game is pretty much lost for Kazna because now they're down on guns and everything. This is going to be 4-2 for Tornado.
Nesquik coming around the side, getting shots into Diplomat. As Diplomat pushes up into the hill, these tanks from Kazna crew, as they push forward, the danger is, has got 2. They've got a 13-105 and a 113 shooting them in the flank. This is really, really bad for Kazna crew. They just cannot focus fire. Look at this, Tornado know this. It's like a hive mind. They just push in together, and now they're going to punish Kazna crew. Shots coming in from behind as well. This is an absolute bloodbath right now.
Little Beastie of 13-105, one of the best lights in the game, proved to be really useful because they have more DPM in those shells than 2 T100s. You cannot question that.
2 minutes,
for Tornado.
Not even 2 minutes. Old school Mines middle brawl, and that's it. 2 minutes gone, and Tornado are left standing.
As I said, it would be a much better idea not to do this. Kazna tried to surprise them with those 2 T100 lights. This is something also we've seen before, but the impressive is that actually Tornado also played with 2 French lights. It was really... I would be interested to see what would Tornado actually try to do if Kazna was not there.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
would interest me.
And this is exactly what Niall said on Analyst Desk. He says it's a very brave move to try and take a Russian team on a hill fight like this because they do it so many times that they have just the better angles. They're going to come out on top. Now, the thing is throughout the regular season, we saw Kazna crew do this against other European teams and come out on top and absolutely dominate them in the hill fight. But in that time round, they got absolutely spanked for it.
Kazna doesn't look like a team at the moment that wants to fight Tornado anymore. This is 4-2 for Tornado, match point, and Tornado will be defending on next map, which will be Ghost Town. Ghost Town, again, heavily brawl map. We've seen Kazna play really well on it, even on this tournament. Good defense, good attack and everything, but will it happen in this match? That's another question.
I think even Kazna crew, if they are not able to defeat Tornado here, I think they might actually be playing in the first match of the day tomorrow. So that's not a lot of time to rest and relax here. You can see Yizny being focused down here. They get shots into Komi Piotr, but Yizny, the problem is that there's also an overlap coming in here from the tanks of Tornado. At that point, they've lost both of their lights on the hill. They can come round and shoot. The 113 of Near You got up on the hill unchallenged as well. And that crossfire situation, Kazna crew having to push into it, is just absolutely devastating.
I can't believe that those traitors will have their way. But hey, they're at least analysts, so they have to be even partially objective in this kind of matches, you know?
And as much as I don't want to say it, my beard is safe for one more day.
Yay. You plan to make a bet tomorrow also?
I'm not gonna make a bet every day. Every day it's not gonna be, yeah, I'll bet today. There was Diodor waiting down the bottom
A
for...
bet today keeps beard away.
That was actually a really nice play from Diodor because he got up on the hill with Nesqui and Diodor actually dropped down expecting Komi Piotr to drop down. So when Nesqui forced Komi Piotr off, Diodor was down there waiting for him. So
it's not just because of that. He dropped because if there was a huge collision on a hill, he would come behind those heavy tanks and clip them out immediately. Like 3 shots, he can finish off some targets. There is a huge alpha on that light, so he can do quite a lot. And even if Kazan was just waiting behind, he was already in their base. He would just shoot them in the back, and that's it.
Somebody in chat saying that this is perhaps tactical play from Kazna crew because they don't want to play against top tier. No.
No.
Just no. Like, no offense to top tier here, but if you're Kazna crew and you have the choice to go up against Ding or top tier, you're going to choose top tier over Ding, over the team that's defeated you multiple times in LAN matches.
I completely see no sarcasm in that comment. But, again, damage done for Tornado almost twice as much than Kazna. Completely outplayed on that brawl on a hill. Let's go, boys.
Let's go. Idemo! Come on, Kazna crew, get back into this one. Bring it back up to 4-3. Show Tornado that there's still life in the old dog yet.
A lot of Super Conquerors in attack, 250Bs and 1 i7, no budgets, no lights or whatsoever. And pretty much similar lineup on Tornado, only 1 STRV and budget. We saw how that STRV is boosted up, the budget pushes him, and then he takes his position. A lot of teams just completely gave up on any kind of mouse or Type 5 meta here. It's all about Super Conks and i7s.
Okay, here we go. Ghost Town, it is map number 4. Tornado on match point, leading Kazna crew 4-2. Tornado on the red side, defending Kazna crew on the blue side, attacking. Can Kazna crew salvage something from this map? Or once again, there we go, straight away, we see yet another STRV fail. So many teams have tried this throughout this tournament, and so many teams have failed it.
Yeah, but they're not Isnet. They don't have the Swedish pride. The Kazna is
Unique
already
did it
pushing.
earlier.
Kazna is already pushing here toward the cap. They're gonna try to do the pressure there. Maybe hope that the STRV doesn't actually get a tangle, because if he does, they're gonna get so wrecked.
Tornado one more round away from being able to pick their opponents in the quarterfinals, which will be taking place tomorrow, best of 13. If Tornado can win this one, they'll go up against top tier, which means Kazna crew will go up against Ding. Initial shots coming out. Diodor taking a tracking shot and taking some damage there. Nesqui spotted. Near You spotted in the back chat. There is a cap pressure coming on here from Nexus and Dares. Yizny backing off in the Super Conqueror. Tornado looking to get himself in position. Look at this play coming here on the minimap. Coming around here at E5, E6. And they're going to force the fight into Kazna crew.
If you were wondering why is Haiba so far ahead of his teammates, this is exactly why, because Nesqui cannot peek now and shoot without getting spotted. 30 seconds on a cap, that cap is the only hope that Kazna actually has, because once these tanks from Tornado come, they are gonna crash them.
Nesquik getting a reset there on the tail end of Yizne, and here comes the push from Tornado, looking to take the overmatch into Diplomat, into Yizne. Nexus and Ders coming over with their shots. They're going to continue pushing into Nuclear and Applewell. Tornado need to decide what they want to do because the tanks have came off the cap circle and they're looking for the brawl in this Death Alley area where so many teams fight it out.
That's a good play by Kazna now because they knew that they cannot finish the cap or do anything like that. Piotr took too much damage here. That was not really needed. Kazna has all 7 guys, but Piotr is wrecked.
Call me Piotr backing off, he's on 84 HP, but Nuclear is the first to drop. That's Vetso picking up the kill. Kazna crew bleeding HP across the board. Tornado managing to manage their HP and save their HP. Applewell holding off here against 2 tanks. Dares wanting to peek over the edge. Nice shot
connection
there into Server, risking himself to drop off the edge here, but he maintains him. Applewell getting completely wrecked. Bit of a sandwich there between the tanks of Kazna crew. Look at this, Near You sneaking round the back in a full clip, and this is going to be brutal.
Near You and Griffon are the guys that need to decide this game for Tornado if they want to win this match now. Kazna is slowly dropping, don't forget, Piotr has that driver, Amorek. Nexus has the clip, he is the key player now for Kazna.
3 tanks against the 6 tanks of Kazna crew. Make that 5. Kazna crew still have the guns though to be able to make them fire. Diplomat looking for a shot on Griffin. Griffin on reload. Diodor trying to hold him off. Diplomat looking for a high roll. 402. Stun off, but call me Piotr there in backup. Diodor's going to get a kill on Diplomat, but there's Hyba coming in for backup. This is exactly what Kazna crew need to do. They're coming back in this round. They're going to take this one back. It's going to be 4-3, and Tornado are not safe just yet.
Nice counterplay there from Kazna coming off the cap and forcing the fight when they had more guns. This is good. The boys from Europe are still in the play. Sorry for us being subjective, but that's how it is.
Kazna crew not done and dusted yet. They are still in this match. They want to take this one into tiebreaker. Kazna crew looking to secure their spot, looking to decide who they want to play against here for the quarterfinals tomorrow. They are not leaving it in the hands of Tornado. They are not going down quietly.
Kazna needs to play now their defense of the Ghost Town. We've seen them do that really decent in the previous matches. So in previous match which they played. So we can only hope that they can actually repeat it against Tornado, but Tornado is much more serious opponent here.
It's been a damn good fight that Kazna crew have put up here. Many people expecting it to be a bit one-sided here, but you cannot count these guys out. They have been to so many different tournaments. They've been to so many domestic tournaments, international tournaments. They've been to America, they've been to Russia, they've been to Poland. Kazna crew know what pressure's like at LAN, just like Tornado. This is a very equal matchup in skill and experience level between the teams.
Well, this is actually the closest game that Kazna had against any of these kind of teams ever. We know that. But it's happening, so they might actually turn this over. There is still a chance. Yes, Tornado is on a match point, and they are playing attack on Ghost Town. Usually attack is actually better side, as we've seen like a second ago. But nothing is given.
It's not over till it's over, Mojo. It's not over till it's over. Kazna crew looking to take this one into tiebreaker. Let's have a look background. Watch how quickly Applewell falls here. That is, wow, like in the blink of an eye. Great crossfire there from Kazna crew. Being able to preserve their
drivers
HP.
on strike on Kazna side, like 3 of them were dead in one moment.
Griffon going down there to call me Piotr. Great fighting there from Kazna crew, holding it into the end. Various tanks in the team on such low health, but Kazna crew making their shots count. Fantastic focus fire from them and still surviving in that situation. I mean, just look at this. It looks about equal at this moment. Kazna crew actually on the downside. They were down by a considerable amount of HP.
Yeah, I thought
but
actually Tornado has it here.
Yeah, but they were able to focus their shots. Tornado just didn't have enough guns in the battle at that particular stage. In this area, so many times the fight in Ghost Town ends up in this area. In Europe, we call it Death Alley, you know, and that's where tanks end up. Hyba coming in at the end there, fighting with Diodor. Diodor, nothing left to do. Call me Piotr can come around the other side, get sandwiched, and Hyba picks up that killing shot. So, Tornado still on match point here, still leading the way, 4-3. Still in control of the match right now, but Kazna crew wanting to take this to tiebreaker. Fantastic damage there by Diplomat.
Diplo doing, again, good damage on Super Conqueror, like in previous games. Diodor near you, Nesquik and Griffon following him, but hey, Kazna won the round, although only one guy is on that top page.
Same amount of shots, almost the exact same amount of hit percentage.
Almost
Penetration just better for Kazna crew.
Almost same everything.
Damage
like
blocked, damage blocked similar, yep, everything.
Details, just
Yeah.
details prevailed here. Couple of shells that were blocked and not penetrated, that's about that.
Kazna crew, I mean, if you look at how
It's
it
900
went.
damage,
Yeah,
man.
when you look at how it went with the damage blocked, it's probably what actually was the deciding factor in that
900
exchange.
damage, and Kazna blocked about 1k, so that's pretty much the difference we have.
Just goes to show, I mean, this is like unique Yato earlier on. Some people would come into that expecting a stomp. I was a bit, you know, unaware of how good Yato were going to be against Unique, and they put on a hell of a match. And we've seen fantastic matches throughout the day, and we're ending on a high here as well. Kazna crew giving as good as they get. It's going to be a round 2 here on Ghost Town. Kazna crew looking to make this tiebreaker 4-4. Tornado leading 4-3, wanting to get this one done and dusted, wanting to finish the match, but it's not over yet. It's not over, not at all. Tornado attacking, Kazna crew defending.
4 Super Conquerors for Kazna in defense and STRV, call me Piotr in Bachat. I think we will see that boost, but I'm hoping a successful one because Isne and Piotr usually do it well.
Let's see how this one goes. Tornado red side attacking, Kazna crew on the blue side defending. Tornado with a couple of IS-7s there. You'd expect maybe cap shenanigans at base 1, but no. Tornado doing a rope-a-dope and everyone is going south, Mojo.
They're going south, they're gonna pretend.
Kazna's read this.
They're not climbing STRV up. This is really nice. They're actually doing something unpredictable, rotating Bachat and STRV down. This is again a good read by these teams. Haiba didn't spot anything down.
Kazna sees Nesqui, or Haiba sees Nesqui there. Kazna crew position
But
himself.
A7 is spotted on the other side. That's more important info.
Now, Tornado might be able to take this fight because they know there's an I-7 up there, but they see the Amex 50B there as well. Cap tactic being started in the middle, but Kazna crew are in a position to be able to deal with this. They have got control of the bottom of the map and they don't have everyone committed at the top of the map.
Amazing. Nesqui smelling that something is fishy here and he stays behind this cover here. Now this is actually not good for Kazna because Tornadoes pressure the cap. There is no rotation from other side available for Kazna except Haiba, which can do it because there is a 50B there, and Nesqui is rather safe in this little hill depression.
Tornado have now pulled away from the cap circle, repositioning himself here as Kazna crew start to move across the map. Nearyu takes a hit there from Yizne as he starts backing off, trying to get himself safe. He's going to be able to tell his teammates, hey guys, I got shot by the STRV. Another shot going into Nearyu as Call Me Piotr trades some damage with him. Call Me Piotr's going to back off safely, and Nearyu is down below half health right now, and his eye is 7.
But he's very much alive on 800 HP, covered by the rest of the team. And there is a clash on the other side, but that's 50B against I7. 50B cannot take him out, but I7 can't do the same also.
IS-7 just going to back off down that hill. Haiba against Nesqui there. Haiba using the terrain to his advantage, and Nesqui's going to turn and run as well.
So both of them are hello mate, I'm just going to go.
They know where the 50B is. Kazna crew keeping him spotted. Nesqui in this area, and Griffon coming around to give him a bit of support. So there's going to be double 50B going to try and wrap round the top here.
It's not a support, it's Hunt. It's Hunt. It's not a support. They want him down. That's why the Super Conquerors from Kazna are close, but I'm not sure will they be able to actually help Haiba. Haiba is up on a ledge, and this is the moment that can actually decide the game.
Nearyu pushing up now, trying to get some vision here. The Bachat and the STRV moving past them right now. Haiba being picked off by this double AMX 50B combo. That is brutal damage coming into him. Haiba getting caught in between two of them. That is great play from Tornado, knowing that the I7 was isolated.
Nearyu is the only one guy on the low amount of HP here, but these 50Bs did their job. They will reload now and pressure Kazna from the other angle. Kazna has no choice. They have to push in on Tornado now.
Kazna crew pushing everyone in now, taking damage across the board.
Nice,
Call Me
nice
Piotr
kill.
drops down Nearyu, but they need to start doing damage to the rest of the tanks of Tornado because Kazna crew in return have taken multiple damage and they're down by about 2,000 health right now. Oh, Diplomat caught in the crossfire here. Oh, shots from the front, shots from the back, shots from the side. Diplomat goes down to Griffon.
What was Vetso watching there, I don't really understand, but Nexus is playing one-on-one against Diodor, and there is all over the place little fights on the map, but Kazna is in a crossfire, forced to push. This is not the game they're gonna win.
This is not looking good at all for Kazna crew. This is looking like Tornado. Oh, Nesqui's rolled over onto his roof. He's on a reload. He can't do anything. Applewell takes out theirs, but it doesn't matter about Nesqui right now. He is a casualty of his own mistakes. Tornado currently leading this fight by a strong margin right now. They're going to be taking this fight 5-3. That means Tornado are going through to quarterfinals to play top tier, and Kazna crew will be going through to quarterfinals against Ding.
Yeah, they gave up shooting on him with premium ammo, so they switched to HE. Nesqui died toppled over. Gravity against Tornado is a permanent enemy here, and we must remember that. But even like that, it was more than enough for Tornado to win a match. 5-3. It was 5-3, like we said, but
5-3, just not with the right team. Sadly, somebody on the analyst desk called it Mojo. It looked like Nesqui at the end there was taking some lessons from Safi in the APAC region about flipping tanks. But that's all done and dusted now. Tornado top their group. They go through to the next stage against top tier. Kazna Crew, second place in their group, are going to go through and play Ding tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Kazna Crew put up a hell of a fight here against the reigning world champions of Tornado, and that was an entertaining match to cast.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a good start for Kazna. They had everything rolling, and then that Murovanka happened. That was a chance for them to stay in a high lead against Tornado, which would even be a problem for Tornado to catch up because this is best of 9, not best of 13. So Kazna would have a really high, moderate chance to at least go to tiebreaker then. But like this, Tornado is a better team of the day, and at least one Russian team won over Europe.
Yep, indeed. That's only one Russian team beat Europe, because in the other round we had Oops absolutely smashing Rush aside and knocking Rush out of the tournament as well, an extremely important situation. So of the 3 Russian teams that came here for the final battle, only 2 of them are going to be moving on out of the group stages.
And we might say all of the 3 European ones will move on, and also both American.
Both American teams as well. Best result that America has had at an international tournament. A decent enough chance to move into the semi-finals, although they're going to have hard battles, because top tier is going to be facing off against Tornado, and it also means that Elevate are going to be facing off against Unique. I think Elevate Unique is definitely going to be a highlight match, because Elevate right now are kind of unpredictable with losing a match really handedly, losing 5-0 to Oops, but then winning 5-1 against Rush. Elevate are definitely going to be something that Unique are going to be like, what do we expect, boys? What team are we going to get, you know?
I really don't know what will be the highlight, because we're going to have to wait for that. I mean, we also have a cross between C and D, and I would really not rule out Yato. Yato is a serious team. They played really well, and I would really recommend to anyone who faces them not to play around with it.
Yep, so quick rundown for tomorrow. We are going to get, actually, we'll leave it for the analyst desk. I'm not going to tell you guys the quarterfinals yet. You're going to have to wait and find out from the analyst desk, and they're going to break that down for you and discuss the potential matchups. Mojo, for this one, Kazna Crew did
look
lead.
at this!
Nesqui upside down on his roof.
And Applewau is, I bet Applewau is like, yes,
Applewau
it's not me,
like,
it's not me, it's not me anymore.
He's like, see, mate, I told you it's easy to do. Kazna Crew led this match 2-0, picking up the first map on Ruinberg, which was Tornado's pick. Murovanka then both went to Tornado, and it could have been Kazna Crew coming into that one.
Should have been Kazna.
Could have been a 3-0,
should have been, not coulda.
Shoulda, coulda, yep. And then we went into Mines, and that was where Tornado were able to step ahead and take the lead. And then this first round here on Ghost Town, that went to Tornado. Meaning the score is 5-3 here, Tornado. They are victorious. The current reigning world champions go through to the next stage, top of their group. Kazna Crew put up a hell of a fight. Call me Piotr, highest player there for his team. He actually has played really quite strongly this season. Unfortunately, in Murovanka was team killed by Dares. Could have been a very different scenario had he been alive, but Tornado just too good in the end, really, Mojo.
Yeah, man, and also we didn't need that push on the hill, but Kazna decided that it is worth of a shot. So we will see how it goes. From this match, what we can see, Tornado again losing a couple of rounds in the start, and then saying, okay, that's enough, let's go, let's do it. Also, Tornado never backing up from a fight, so that's what really I like about this team, but also Kazna the same. They do know to play aggressive, they do know to wait if it's needed, and we are going to see hell of a matches coming more from them.
Yep, indeed, that is all for me and Mojo this evening. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. Before we go, we're going to go for a quick interview, then back to analyst desks. Let's listen to Tonya and the winning team.
Thank you guys for amazing casting, and right here I'm with Julia and with Applewau. We will talk a little bit about the last game of the group stage. So, quarterfinals, what do you think about this last game?
Что вы думаете об этой последней игре?
Последняя игра была сложная, я не ждал. И 2 раунда мы сами проиграли по личным ошибкам, и 1 просто нам не повезло.
This game was really complicated. 2 rounds we lose because of our mistakes, and one was by the way.
I can't ask, actually. I can't miss this opportunity. What happened to Rush? They were your principal opponents. What do you think about they leaving the group stage? And I don't know, do you feel relief?
Что вы думаете об игре Rush? Они не вышли из группы, может быть, у вас есть какие-то соображения по этому поводу?
Мы с ними не тренировались. Мы не тренировались с командой Rush на протяжении 2 недель перед подготовкой к этому лану. Мне кажется, это и сказалось.
And now, who are your main opponents in the playoffs, maybe?
Кто ваш главный соперник теперь?
Наш главный соперник — это мы сами, потому что все команды одинаково играют.
The main enemy is ourselves, because the teams are playing the same.
And I think this is the hardest enemy, probably yourselves. Okay, thank you very much for the show. Thank you for the interview. And you guys, now your turn. So, Matt, over to you.
Tanya, thank you very much with Applewell there. We've got Near You with me and the wonderful guys Myland and Annihilator on the desk. And another win for Tornado, as we all would have expected, would have foreseen. Went as planned?
We didn't expect that Kazna crew did this kind of tactics to prepare against us, especially on Nuremberg. It was really cool ideas, and it was too difficult for us to just reopen this kind of tactics because of misunderstanding in a battle. So we just confused.
Okay. That's not something that often happens to Tornado, is it? You're very good at adapting and dealing with what you see.
Yes, of course. We are really good in situational games, and but on attack of Runeberg, it was really difficult for us to think over the tactic of Kazna crew because of the mouses, which rush over the mid lane of the Runeberg, and after that. I7 of Kazna crew just grow up at the hill and look at the all meat.
What did you think of what Kazna crew were pulling out of the bag?
Well, I mean, on Moravanka, we saw this really, really aggressive 2-line push that I think caught Kazna crew on big surprise when you had the cap and then you have these tanks on the north side of the map. Was it expected that Kazna will push so quickly around your side, around through the north?
We were confident in the at the 9 and 0 LAN because of 3 aggressive tanks, for example T100 and also 2 Batchats, but Batchat of Kazna crew team was going such thing like he's driving through the whole row of the grass of the hills and just turn on my face like 10 meters, like in the region, and I was surprising too much at that moment.
You can see there is the clipping onto Diodor. How were you feeling in that moment? What was going on in the team? Like you thought you would be losing that round at this point?
Yeah, we were really disappointed because Diodor can't repair his tank, but also Applewolf penetrates 2 shots to the bad shots of theirs, of the Kazna crew team, and then he decided to go to theirs and just to kill him.
You can see
just a guess.
You on the defensive side actually counter pushing there.
Sure.
Was a counter push plan from the beginning? You just didn't want to wait, or was it like an initial idea?
It's we didn't expect that they would go to the 9-0 line, but it was it was just a situational game.
And one chance I saw there for Kazna. Do you think if they would have triple capped and the moment you pushed, they would have won the round?
If they if they turn around and to help their tanks, I think yes, they can do their best and they can kill us.
And then next we saw on Mines, you had in my opinion, a really good defense. You know, you went on the water with the IS-7, you spot, and then you could make the cross. And then a few minutes later, we saw Kazna pushing through the middle. Was this unusual? Did you expect them to come maybe from the 1 line or from the 8 line instead?
Actually, it was something unusual for us because it's a really stupid idea because of maybe misunderstanding or maybe an unknown situation of Kazna crew. Had got all positions to win
all
this
the crossfire.
battle. Yeah, all the crossfire, all positions to win this battle, especially T100 at 0 lane and I7 at 5th lane. Also I7 at 2nd lane. It was just like to penetrate a baby, something like that. Because it was really easy because 4S7 just had gone to our guns.
Yeah, then going over to your defense here, to your attack actually, sorry. You picked 2 AMX 13105, very unusual. Did you plan doing that from the beginning?
Yeah, of course, we decided to pick this tank because also these 2 tanks, except TVP and T100, can damage 0 line when T100 climb to this mountain, and also we prefer to go with 113 to the climb to the center hill because of the 3 super conquerors, which is really imbus, but when you picked a hill, it is too difficult to repush it.
Again, another match which on screen there with the statistics from it looks.
They're very similar.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of the numbers are quite close to each other.
Yeah, Kazna was really good in that match because because it's really hard for us to defend and to attack, especially on Runeberg.
You face Top Tier in the quarterfinals tomorrow. We've seen a good showing from them, but I imagine for a team as experienced as Tornado, you are confident on making it not just past them, but all the way to the final of this thing.
Top Tier, it's a really good team, and they show their best, especially in the match against, let me see, Ding.
Yeah.
They're in A group, and I think that Top Tier have got a lot of strategies in the Vanguard, so it will be a really hard match for us, but it will be a quarterfinal, and after that we will go at the semifinal.
And you'll face Oops or Yato.
Yeah, or Oops or Yato.
So we have to ask you a little bit about Oops. It could well be Yato. They are a brilliant team, as Mojo was saying with Ekta just now. They are a terrific team. It's a challenge for your boys in the quarterfinals.
Definitely.
But Oops have put Rush out of this thing with a bit of help from Elevate. We mustn't overlook that. You guys maybe want to get some revenge on Oops in the semi-final for your compatriots.
Yeah, we were training with Oops. When
there is that to it as well.
When they would play against Navi and maybe show different kinds of maps and what kind of tactics can maybe Rush probably can play.
So you've actually helped them against Rush rather than want to get some revenge. for Rush. So this is going to be a very exciting semi-final when you both know each other well.
No, they go for us and just tell us, just ask us to help them, and we think about it. It's like, it will be a really good idea to help them.
To knock Rush out earlier. Well, they did it. As we saw earlier on, Oops did knock Rush out. Congratulations near you. We will see more of Tornado, of course, in the quarterfinals and maybe all the way through to the grand final at WG Fest on the 23rd of December. So here's all the matches that we've had on day 3 of the World of Tanks final battle. Long time ago now, Ding started things off with a 5-0. We've had some, shorter games over day 1 and day 2 than we've had here on day 3 when things were getting really tight. But it was Ding putting the Chinese team Steelman out at the start of the day, which made them top of Group A. Unique and Yato was a great contest earlier on, and the young team Unique in that seeding game, they've topped their group. Yato are runners-up of that. Rush and Oops. If you missed it, you need to go back and watch that. That was a great contest, as you can see by the score. More importantly, Rush, formerly Na'Vi, they are done for the final battle 2017. They're out. Oops topped the group, and Elevate came through with them as a result. And we've just seen Tornado and that great contest against Kazna crew. So here are our 4 groups. Ding top tier, Tornado, Kazna, Oops and Elevate, Unique and Yato are all through to our quarterfinals tomorrow. That's 2 teams out of 2 for NA and 3 teams out of 3 for Europe. One of the CIS teams is out, one of the APAC teams is out, and we've lost both of the teams from China. Our 8 teams progress forward in tomorrow's quarterfinals like this. Top tier are facing Tornado, as we just talked about. Oops will face Yato, Unique, Elevate, another great contest, and Ding, Kazna crew. Now, where have we heard of that before?
Well,
$150,000 to the winner of all of this when we get to the grand final at Wargaming Fest on the 23rd of December. 75,000 to the runner-up of that, but we need to get through the quarters tomorrow and the semi-finals on Sunday before we can even look at WG Fest, still a week away.
So yeah, lots of great matches to see here tomorrow. I mean, every one of those could go right to the wire. There'll be loads of content.
We start 2 hours earlier tomorrow because all of these quarterfinals and, of course, the semi-finals, they will all be best of 13s. Top tier and Tornado will kick things off at 10:30 Central European time. Then Unique will be playing Elevate, probably not twice. I suspect that's not quite right. I think we'll be having top tier against Tornado. We'll get Oops in. We'll have them play against Yato. Unique Elevate will be the 3rd game of the day. And we'll round it all off with one of those classicos that we do love in World of Tanks. Ding and Kazna crew and some broken hearts. Remember, it's eliminations from this point onwards.
Once again, Ding and Kazna crew, the EU Derby. And yeah, really hoping this one to turn out in favor of Kazna crew, finally.
Could happen, couldn't it? But we saw a strong performance from them against Tornado. But Ding, apparently they played sometime today. Feels like a very long time ago. But a good performance from them too. Who is going to turn up? We've seen teams not showing us our best, and we've seen teams that we thought were going to be, knocked out perhaps a little bit earlier, really delivering all the way here at the final battle. Had fun today, Niall?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is probably the best of the group days, and particularly the Oops versus Rush match. If there's one match that you go back and have a look at, it has to be that.
Yeah.
Very historical moment here, I think, in the World of Tanks esports history. First time the former world champions Rush go out in groups. I guess
stages.
Oops have written history today. And yeah, if you've missed that match, go back, watch it. Definitely worth it.
You're going to watch that again, surely? I imagine Oops are going to keep that and
Every
watch
day.
that many times. Have it set as an alarm to wake you up in the morning. Yeah, that was an amazing game, not just because of the history that it's caused. We'll be talking about this for a long time to come, that Rush are out of this group stage thanks to a European and NA team in their group, but also a great contest, well worth a look anyway. My thanks to everybody involved in our group stages and our production, to Hector, Daki and Mojo, of course, for the fantastic casting, Tonya for her interviews, and to these wonderful guys on the desk, Myland and Annihilator. I'm Matt Andrews. Thanks so much for joining us. That, ladies and gentlemen, is just halfway through the final battle battle of 2017. 3 days of groups, done. Quarterfinals tomorrow, 2 hours early. Remember, 10:30 a.m. Central European Time. Semis on Sunday, 23rd of December. 2 teams will fight out the final battle for World of Tanks of 2017. Grand finals there, but we got a long way to go before then. 10:30 a.m. Central European Time tomorrow. Make sure you join us for the World of Tanks final battles of 2017.